perfect trading strategy, one that will work every time on every currency pair.
Stay with me here and disappear.
How you doing, guys? Just wait a few. I will start actually. So I've actually not looked at anything really this week so far. So I'll tell you what, rather than me going through my pairs, I want somebody just to put in the chat or say what pair they're looking at or what you want me to look at.
What was that trade you took today, Jason? That big fucker, CAD J, was it?
Yeah, mate. So
is that on a demo or your funded account?
No, it's real funded account, mate. From here.
Is that the one that's posted on the Facebook group today?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
That's where you want to be.
Oh, it was GJ, sorry. GJ from.
You should have left your other one in, Jason.
Yeah, I know, mate. It's rejected from here, yeah. There.
Aye. From the 5-minute candle. Don't think further back.
Oh, I deleted everything, didn't I? It was from 5125. 5125. I think I was looking around here, wasn't I? 5125. Yeah, in here. So yeah, what I did have, let's just go back. I think I looked at this. When did it say when those pennies wrong put in?
What Forex? No,
right?
It's a fucking 10 grand trade today.
Can I have one, man? Let me one, man.
No, Forex.
I'm sure it was last week. Let's see if we can go back even further. Yeah, so just say I was what I liked about it was just pushing down really hard. I thought, wow, this is not going to start reversing anytime soon. So yeah, I started dropping it down to the different time frames. And on the 15, I noticed this here. So what I did is marked it out, because really what we all know what the banks look for, right? What they're meant to, on paper, what they're meant to be looking for is the last up before the down move. So this one, yeah, was okay, but it did reject off here, if I remember correctly, which I got in on Friday, I'm sure, for Friday, yeah, GJ. I made 1700 off it on Friday, very, very quickly, and it just shot back up, I think. Look, I did close it when I did, but yeah, profit is profit. So yeah, in here, what I started to do is obviously I marked it out. Obviously what we're waiting for is obviously a push away, which it did do a little because of the consolidation up there, and then obviously sell away, right? We all understand, I'm sure that's what we're looking for. So on the 10 minute, pretty much got the same, right? So what I'm trying to do now is, when you're chopping the time frames down, is just trying to get a tighter risk to reward. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking a trade from here. It's totally fine. So if you want to be very, very safe, you can put it above the wick, or if you want to be a bit more aggressive, like I usually are, you can put it above the body of the actual institutional candle, right? That would have, I think I was gaming down to this quarter theory, that would give me about 4.7, let's say 4.5% growth, right? So I'm still a little bit greedy. Don't know whether it's a good or bad thing. So I want to get a tighter stop loss. And I've noticed if people don't use them, the 7 and the 4 minute are very, very accurate. I think Zach McDonald uses the 4 minute quite often as well. So yeah, 7 minute, now we've gone from, let's just go above the wick for now. That's a 3.3, right? So you can see on the 7 minute, now we've pretty much half our stop loss, right? So from the 10, so that was the 15, yeah, 15 and 10 was the same. So down to the 7 minutes, we've now got this little candle in here. So that goes from a 3.3, now goes to 8 to 1 risk to reward. Yeah, so you've more than doubled your potential returns. Okay, so again, I looked at these, I thought this one here, can you guys see this? I looked at this one here, I thought, well, it's been punctured twice. Remember, I call these balloons, and then that's your needle, your pin. It's been, well, 3 times actually. It's been popped, it's been tested, and it's bounced off the quarter theory. So I thought, well, that's not gonna hold up. And then I spotted the gap there, which is obviously imbalance. This obviously needs to be filled. So yes, there's a tiny gap, but still the market needs to be balanced, right? So if you guys don't know, obviously let's just imagine building, God, that's terrible. Back. Let's just imagine building a house. Obviously this is the left-hand side. Yeah, we've got our ceiling. We've got our support. This is support and resistance as well, basically. We've got support, we've got resistance, and obviously we need our right side for the house. Yeah, so our right-hand side would be this. So at some point, the market needs to obviously come across, or whatever it wants to do, down, further up. It needs to come back up to here and to fill this gap in, right? So how fast it does that, and how soon it does it, could be within 30 seconds, it could be within 30 days, but it still needs to be rebalanced out. So 7, I marked that out, then I marked a 5 out. Well, just keep on dropping down to time frames, and please don't think you have to do this, because none of you are capable, but it's quite pinpoint accurate. And I think I've said it before, I've done this and I've actually missed a lot of trades where it's bounced off the 4 or the 5 or the 7 or the 10 and not come up to my area. But if they pay off, you can see exactly what happened today. So now we're playing with a 24 to 1. Yeah, so that's what I went off, the 4 minute candle. Then you just start thinking, well, are you willing to risk? Even is that 3 pips? Yeah, 2.5 pips, let's say 3 pips, for the sake of whatever that paper. I think I came out of 55 pips. Yeah, so let's see what happened when it played out. So there, I got that on Friday. So it filled my imbalance in and dropped. I caught it from here. I think it came down to this quarter theory. Yeah. So I came out here, and it's two things. I used to be quite greedy. I still am, not so much. That's just something I need to work on. But I started thinking to myself, well, you know, I'm better off coming out here at, I think it was 1700, rather than it coming back up and either break even, which is fine, or hit my stop loss, which hopefully doesn't happen that often anymore. But you know, I've got a figure in my mind now, and I hope you guys have got a trading plan is very, very important. You need to know exactly what you want, where you want to be, compounding wise, you know, how much money you want and how much money you want to you know, replace your work. What would you be happy with? You know, my aim is £5 a day. Am I going to get that by next week? No. You know, so at the moment I'm aiming for about 3,000 to 4,000 a week. Yeah, which is more than doable, really. It's about 0.8 to 1% a day. So, you know, if we're hitting, saying that I don't really trade a Monday anyway, but if the trade is there, there's nothing stopping me from taking it, I will take it. You know, I don't religiously not just trade a Monday, but usually it's just the dust that settles from the weekend. Yeah, I caught that. That was much. 10, 22 pips. I think I was aiming for 25, but I bottled it. I just came out around 18, 19. I just thought, you know what, 1,700 quid. I miss, like I said, you guys seen some people have to work a month for that, if not longer. You know, I just start thinking back to when I was working in Argos for like £200 for a month. I'm thinking, shit, you know, it's a lot of money. But you know, we're built to be greedy. I definitely am anyway. As UK, as humans we are greedy people. We obviously want more and more and more, right? So that's the mindset part and the self-development stuff, which I've been doing a lot of lately, because it's like Sean always says, it's okay, you know, going from sort of 250 up to 800 or 1,000, but can you go from like 1,000 to 10? Can you go from 10 to 60 grand, from 60 grand to 150 grand? You start, because of the numbers massively change. You know, I used to be scared putting like a 1 or a 2 lot size on. Now I'm playing with like 18 to 28, 30 lot sizes sometimes. Depends on also the risk to reward. So that was that trade. And then I just left it. I think somebody in the group said, oh, I was going to reject from here. That's another thing I've started to do. What the hell these are? Is just not ignoring the group, but I've got to stick to my own plan, because I still slightly get a shiny object syndrome, and it's really, really bad. I've done a lot of strategies. I've sort of seen what suits me. I can make money from this, big money from it. So why change it? You know, when I see other people buying GJ when I'm waiting for it to come up, or opposite, you know, when I'm trying to sell it, for example. Not saying they're wrong or I'm wrong, and none of us are right or wrong or whatever it is. It's just people see different things. So I've just got to stick to my plan. I've got to believe in my analysis. And obviously this time it paid off.
I think that's the important thing as well, isn't it? And like, stick to your plan and don't pay attention to other people, because
yeah,
I don't know how many times I've seen someone else's trade and it's changed my mind, like on my own trade, and then it does what I had set up in like originally, and then I've got out and it's like, and you kick yourself.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Even like Rock Kuma, you know, I think I draw some stuff up sometimes and I think, oh yeah, it's going to go that way 100%, and it's like immaculate trade, and he goes, no, that's not going to work. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'll go with what you're saying then, you know. And I check a week later and I was actually right. I thought, you bastard, I should have just gone with my gut, you know.
And that's happened loads of times, and I think that's the thing, in that, like in the group, lots of people are like posting charts and stuff. And do you know, there's even now sometimes I look and I see people's charts and I'm like, should I take that trade?
Yeah.
And it's not like something I would normally take, but like you fight with yourself sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it is hard, because I watch you guys in the chat thinking they're all looking at these trades, and I think I just literally got to put my hands on under my ass and sit my hands. You know, it's if I do take them, it's like going to be a tiny lot size now, just to see how it all plays out, because it's great. You know, there's none of us like saying right or wrong. We just see different things, don't we?
And that's it.
Yeah, that was a trade. It's played off from there. From this, I think I had two orders on, so obviously played off this one, which was 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minute it played off. it's perfect pretty much. You know, it's what's that? A pip maybe? Yeah, 1 pip in drawdown it went for me, and then you know I pulled out 55 pips, which was so. This is the thing, I've got to be okay. And when you guys get to, you know, doing big numbers and consistent, you've got to be okay looking, thinking, fuck, that could have been 20 grand. Because obviously from there to there looks pretty much double. Yeah. Yeah, so that could have been 20 grand for me. But, you know, how greedy do I want to be? I've been there numerous times and I've blown 8 accounts because I've been greedy. You know, so I've got to be okay with taking 3 grand, 300 quid, 4 quid, 80 quid, it all adds up. You know, should I have just waited and gone for that? Should I have just taken partials and let the rest run? Should I have just taken 80% of the table and let the rest run? Who knows? You know, I've done what I've done. I don't regret it. 10 grand's a fucking lot of money. Yeah, so it's obviously broken.
Jason,
now. Go on, mate.
Sorry, mate. Mindset wise, right? Because I need to get me head straight with certain things, because I reach a certain stage and then boom, I fuck it up. Do you know what I mean? Do you watch anyone for mindset? How do you deal with that side of it? Because I can deal with one part of it, and then the second part of it, I sort of get to a stage and think, well, I'm going to get that in this trade when the trade ain't really there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the mindset stuff is very, very hard. And that's exactly why 94% of people fail in Forex. And that is the hardest part. We all understand how to make the money as such. You know, the strategy is fairly simple if you break it down. The only hard part is you're fighting against yourself, thinking, where do I enter? Do I enter there? Do I enter there? What's your stop loss? What's the profit? Where do I come in? Where do I come out? How much money do I want? You got all these massive demons playing with yourself. But I think mindset wise, I absolutely hate reading. I've read about 4 books my whole life. So all the books you can see on the screen, I've not read any of them. I put them all on Audible, which you can get through via Amazon. It's like $6.99 a month. So about 80% of these you can see here, they're all on Audible. So I just listen to them, rather than reading. So even when I'm just trading, when I'm looking at a chart like this, I'll have it on in the background because the subconscious mind will still be able to listen to it. It's just a small thing. So any of these, like this is quite good, the 5am club. I just nearly finished that. The compound effect obviously is suits us. The quarter theory, which is literally a quarter theory, talks you. There's loads of them here. This is just mine. You know, I think there's ones I added. Some new books somewhere. Bankers contents in here. Books. That one there, I think. Nice. I did have a folder. Books. Oh, it could be underneath this folder. No, I'll try and find a few. Oh, there you go, new books. Yeah, so these are literally aimed at Forex, specifically for Forex. So I did post these in the mindset, but yeah, it is hard. It's very hard. I think the only way I have learned is the hard way, which is being blown accounts after accounts. Like I literally have smashed footing mouses, I've snapped keyboards. It's just in frustration. I've learned the very, very, very hard way, and that's my own fault. You know, not listening to people. Thought I was amazing at the start, a bit of a cocky prick. Thought, no, I don't need to listen to you. No, I don't need to get onto any lives.
Right, yeah. Because I'm on my 4th time of learning.
Yeah, everyone's different. But I've seen somebody else the other day. It's like, imagine how many free kicks David Beckham was practicing in the training ground. He's done it millions of times, if not 100 millions of times to perfect it. For I think is it Michael Jordan? It's like,
yeah. Does he not say 1,000 tries for every one he takes or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Michael Jordan. Yeah, this here. Is it this? Yeah, so there you go. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take a game-winning shot and he's missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life. What's he worth now? You know, so it is hard. 6 billion. Yeah, so
There you go. Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
consistency. You've got to fucking, it's so hard. I don't know how to explain it. It's just literally turning up. You know, it's I don't know, not really a bully, but you could be the fattest kid in the class, but if you go to the gym for a year, what's going to happen to you? You're going to lose weight. You know, it's just that consistent thing. We all know how to get abs, we just don't go to the gym. You know, well, some of us might do, but you know, we all know how to do these things. We just got to do it over and over and over and over again. I understand the losses. It's fucking hard. It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. You're like, fuck this, I'm paying, what do we pay, 130 a month, and it's bag of shit and doesn't work, and fucking Sean says it's amazing, and Jason says he's making 10 grand in the, you know, you're thinking that I've literally been there. You know, I'm still there. You know, I'm still learning. I still have losses. It's not just you guys, just not as often. Why? Because experience, and that's something I can't teach you. You know, you've got to have your own losses, your own lessons, really. You know, if it wouldn't have rejected from here, I would have taken a loss. But beforehand, I would just spat my dummy out. Thought, fuck it, bag of shit, Forex doesn't work. Where now I'll say, right, okay, don't worry about it, Jason. Is what it is. You've lost 1% here, but where else can we go from? Obviously, the banks didn't want to mitigate from there. So where's the next one? There. Let's see what that one comes. If it plays out, it plays out. So I could have missed this entry. But let's say I missed 1,000 there. If the banks wanted to go up to there, I would have missed my 10 grand. Minus the 1,000 I lost, which is 9 grand. Yeah, so that's the hardest part for me. It was like, I was always used to spit my dummy out. I thought, fucking close the computer. I used to be pissed off. The missus used to cop it. You know, I used to fucking go out to work and work in the taxis. Used to be a moody bastard with all the clients and stuff. And people just used to cop it off me. You know, just it's a drug. You know, the money is horrible. We all are chasing it for different reasons. Yeah, but I'm guessing the main reason is the money. You know, but we all need it. You know, people say the money doesn't make you happy and stuff. It fucking certainly helps. You know, it can buy that Lambo if you want it. You can buy that fucking 6-bed mansion if you want it. You know, you can buy your missus a fucking Fendi handbag or Gucci handbag if she wants it. But you know, you can
buy a missus.
Say again.
You can buy a new missus.
Certainly can. Yeah, she buy me. But that was a trade, and that's me. You know, if I'm aiming for 3 grand a week, I should not be trading now for 3 weeks. Realistically, you know, 3, 6, 9. But am I going to do that? No. Just I'll be bored. I'm greedy. I want more money. You know, but I will maybe just go a little bit less on the lot sizes. Be a lot more careful next week. But this week I won't trade at all now. So that's the benefit of a bigger account size. And that was going back to mindset. That was a massive thing for me. Yeah, playing with small account sizes. I'm sure all you guys, if you're all sort of tradespeople, yeah, let's be realistic. We can make good money. You know, I don't mind saying I can clear 4 figures a week on a taxi. So me blowing an account with £1,000 in it, like whatever. No, I can just make that in a week. And that's sad, you know, to think about it like that. It's wrong, because there's people who are out there are literally desperate for money, and you know that people do without. I think, you know what, am I being a bit of a dick being like that? But I keep on saying to the missus, we're at this bridge at the moment. You just got to deal with what's in front of you. You got to be on that bridge there and then, and just sort of, you know, walk over that bridge until you get to the next bridge. So, you know, I've been over that fucking many of bridges. You know, I've blown accounts and thought, you know what, it's nothing. £1,000 is nothing. It's nothing. I think now, well, it's a lot of money that I have blown. It's about 12, 13 grand over 25 months. You know, and that's just me being daft, not using stop losses, being greedy, not taking profit, not moving my stop losses. When I first started, I didn't even know how to move my stop loss and stuff. Yeah, I used to be obviously a retail trader. So you guys are massively benefited, you know, coming into it, knowing about, if you guys don't know it, the banker stuff is more side of the pro side, or semi-pros if you like. Whereas retail traders, you're sort of your basic job blogs that's learn stuff off YouTube, which is fine. It does work to a certain extent, but you know, we want to play with the big boys. You know, we'll never beat the banks, but you know, we would definitely want to play alongside them. You know, and just understanding what they're trying to do in the market. It's a very, very clever sort of way that they work. So yeah, that was GJ. Yeah, so GJ, and you can see these are my only pairs that I pretty much trade. And that's another thing, you know, when people post, let's say, I don't know, NZDJPY, something in the group, I look at it and I don't know what it is, something's just changed. I say, no, that's not my pair, don't trade it, don't like it. No, I don't like it, it's just, you know, I pulled toward, I gravitated towards these. I've got these two here, I don't know why, maybe sometimes if I really like it, I think if Rock goes over them or Sack, you know, I'll add them, just see what they're about, see if it plays out. Small lot size in it, but that's just going back to I got to stick to my plan.
Don't trade NZD. That's my biggest downfall. I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
Hate it. Yeah, do I hate it? I hate it. I used to trade it all the time. Now I can't even look at it now. Can't even look at it. But like you, I've traded GJ all week.
have you?
All week traded. Yeah. And I've took sales on it all week.
Yeah, nice. It's
I took a buy on it.
it's pushing heavily down it. Yeah, card JPYs, I literally love card JPYs. You'll get if one or two pairs that you absolutely love, you adore them. You know, that is my go-to. You know, I really don't know why. I think I've just had good luck with it from the start. I've just sort of stuck to it. I've got anything in the chat. There's a chat box. No, yes, that was the trade, which is, you know, that's literally all you need is 50, you know, even 50 pips. Even if it was 10 pips, it would be what? About £1,000, wouldn't it? Divided by 5, no, 2 grand. You got 2 grand for 10 pips. So, you know, it's, I think you guys have noticed what David's been trying to do with 10 pips and 20 pips. I actually, I'll admit to you, I actually go for 25 pips and I fucking forgot about this trade. I opened my MT fought off. Fuck my life. Better close that. Yes, it was a very nice surprise when I opened it. Is there anything you really want me to go over, guys, or you don't understand? You know, this is what these lessons are for. Not lessons, but sessions, or anything you don't understand. Yeah, the 5 minute. What happened there? Yeah, the 5 minutes that David, I think, is taken as a trade is this one here. Okay, so the 5 minute down here. I think there's something a bit more left. Firstly, look at the 1 hour. Yeah, I did notice this before. That I would imagine has played off. Yeah, so we mark that out. Last down for the up move. Does it come back to it? Yeah, look at that, perfect. So you could have taken that trade. Oh my God, what's happened to that machine? Jesus. That's played off there. You could have taken this trade here. Then we've got the 5 minute, which we've got breaker structure to the upside. Yeah, so obviously what we had then was just stuff. So what, all this stuff that's in here is internal lows, which is just liquidity basically sat there. Yeah, so, and this is where the patience is waiting, because you think, oh my God, it's gone all the way up there, it's never going to come back down to their pin perfect. Yeah, it's coming to that 5 minute candle, which if you're going off the 5 minutes, you could be pushing up to at least these highs. If not, you've got imbalance in here. And you could, if you possibly wanted to, is aim back up to these highs up here. Yeah, just below that quarter theory. Again, stop loss could be underneath the wick. That will give you a 5.2 to 1, which is not bad. If you want to chop it down again, which you don't have to. What's the stop loss on that? It's about 14, 15 pips thereabouts. Yeah, it's not bad. Anything in the 20 pips is okay, especially on GBP pairs. Yeah, allow a bit more on GBP pairs. But if you want to be perfect, 4 minutes. Mark out 4 minute, 3 minutes. So that's a prime example of what I was saying early on, right? So I either mark this out, the 3 minute, being a greedy prick, I would have missed that trade. Look, didn't get to my 3 minute. Reacted up to 4 on the 5. But if I had been waiting for the 3 minute to come down to that, it may well do, but maybe we could have taken a trade off here. Well, I think a few people did. From there to there, we're sitting now. I was pushed up to 50 pips. So if David's going off obviously 10 pips, he's obviously smashed that, smashed his 20 pips. Clearly 30. Yeah, it's gone up to that next quarter theory. You know, what it looks like to me is doing is rejecting off here now and the quarter theory, and it's going to start breaking down again to the downside because it looks like it's very heavy. So if we look on the higher time frame, look on the 2 hour, yeah, on the 1 hour and the 2 hours broke structure. Oh, that wick is in there, but yeah, the body is the most important part, really. Yeah, so if we break it down, it's not really broken structure on a smaller time frame. So obviously, within that wick, you'll have smaller candles, which will be below these here so far. Yeah, until I personally think it's going to start dropping even more. But it very well may come back up to here or here or here. It's just not just knowing which one it is going to be, really. You know, and that's what we try and do. You know, we just try and make it more probable by doing stuff like this. Why this one? Because there's imbalance protecting it. There's major imbalance there. Quite a lot of imbalance protecting that. Yeah, I think I was speaking to David in the chat last week about this and this. Yeah, I think he took a trade from here, and it was about 3 pips away or 4 pips away from this. I'm quite certain he'll still come up to there, because if the banks have got money still sat in there, let's say they've got 500 million in there, yeah, they're not going to say, oh yeah, it doesn't matter about that, we'll leave that, yeah, we won't go back for that. They want to come back up to mitigate out of there and get their money and then drop. Yeah, the way may not happen in the next sort of 5 to 10 days. It may. So is that alarm? Yeah, or it may just reject off that one. Yeah, maybe there's no money in there and it's just rejected. That was good enough for them. Yeah, but you've just got to be adaptable to know what's going to happen next. But we've got to trade what's in front of us for now, right? So if we fib this, high to low, yeah, in here is pretty much perfect, 71 to 89, but it could very well reject just purely off the imbalance, so 50% of that imbalance. That's another thing. If you back test, which I highly recommend you guys do, you start to see things like the banks will just play off 50% of that candle. Yeah, so that 50% of that actual candle lines up with our fib areas, right? High to low. Yeah, so oh my god, look at that. So that black line there is 50%, right? What does that line up with? 78.6 perfectly, literally sat on top of each other. Yeah, so that could be a possibility, because there's nothing wrong with that candle up there. It's fairly high. Yeah, it's above our 89%. Again, the fibs are not mighty gods. You don't swear by them. They're very, very, very accurate, but they don't always give you. This would have been a beautiful trade. Yeah, up, down. Didn't quite break structure, but it came back up and then broke structure. I think people took a trade from around about here. Because what are we on? 2 hours now. If we mark that out, the body of the 2 hour, to mode. Yeah, let's drop it down to the 1 hour. Do we get? Yeah, we get something a bit lower, which I think what people took last week. It's the 1 hour. So now we've got the what? Oh my god, what the hell is this computer doing? 1 hour. Why is it just resetting itself? You know what, I'll just fucking delete everything. we've marked that 1 hour here. Yeah, it's come up to it. But like before on the 2 hour, it's not quite got there, is it? So the banks may very well have just mitigated out of the 1 hour, which, oh my God, this thing's frozen. You guys still hear me?
I wouldn't still hear you, mate.
No, screen's just frozen.
I think you're gonna have to buy a new computer with that 10 grand, mate.
Just bought one yesterday. Knock. My Wi-Fi got no. Wi-Fi's not gonna off because I can still go on Zoom. Delete this. Delete this.
I think that's the trade I took that off the 1 hour. I think
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, I think it was, mate, because I was saying no, I wanted to come up a bit further, and I think you and Connor took it from here.
Aye.
Which that's just a perfect example, guys, of being adaptable. You know, it just comes with experience. Obviously, David's been trading a few years as well, so you just got to think, well, there's a nice up there, and it's rejected quite hard. It's broken structure really. This body's closed, so you could have had taken a trade from there, or you could have just waited for it to come back up again. Oh my God, what the hell's happened to this? Let's try and close it. We can't. Yeah, let's close it. Trading view. Yeah, like I said, I'm not literally not looked at anything else at all this week. So what day are we today? Tuesday, right? So we can look at something. What time is it now? 7:30. I know David is on at 8, isn't he? To go in, sure. So anything, guys, you want to look at? Just let me know. See, that's just another. Why my alarm's gone off? Oh, I deleted them the other day. So yeah, that's just another massive waiting game. It could be. How long does that take to go from there to there? Oh my God, the hell is this doing? Fuck. Can you guys see that?
Didn't see it, aye.
Fucking weird thing, man. Just got it on mind. Maybe it's playing up. Yes, I'm just waiting for this to come back up. So that took. Oh my God, a problem occurred. Yeah, it must be fucking.
I bet you want to take that back, that new computer.
Oh no, that's my old one. This is my old one. The iMac. Find a new one to you. Laptop, so I can start trading the fucking taxi now when it's quiet. What these are? On small time frames.
GG. I think I'm sure I've got that set up on mine as well on GG.
Waiting for it to come up here, yeah.
I think so. I think it's
Oh yeah,
GG.
this was the like 52-1 trade, right? So yeah, I'm waiting for it to come up to here if it plays out, because we've got internal high there, and here we've got.
Oh, that's it there. That one that off that bit there. That's what I was looking for a while ago, but I think I've left it on.
Yeah. So yeah, we got this is part of Wyckoff, guys. So you got equal highs or equal lows. It's liquidity. It's been swiped then, so there's money sat in there. Yeah, and then I've just chopped it down. This candle here, I think it was down to the 5 minutes. I think I went over this last week. I won't go over it again. But yeah, in there, there's smaller candles, but there is one there as well that's just sat there. So I'm pretty convinced it will come up to here and then drop maybe 15, 20, 30 pips, which is great for David's strategy. Yeah, we can get, especially on a big lot sizes, that you see what 55 pips done for me today. So 30 pips will be like 3-4 grand. So I could catch that whilst it's rejecting, and then obviously wait for if it comes back up into here and then take another trade from there. but you just got to be, like I say, adaptable, and you keep on watching. Entries, this is one of the things I struggled with. So entry wise, yes, sometimes you get it coming up hard and it just rejects quickly downwards. They're great, but they don't last that hard. They don't last that long. So entry wise, I like price to come up to this sort of area, hang around for a little bit, not too long, and then start dropping. Yeah, if we can get a breaker structure on smaller time frames, fantastic. Yeah, and the same sort of concept is exactly the same on the 1 minute, the 4 minute, 10 hour, it's daily. Every stack, the bankers on time frames is different. You obviously bear in mind if you play them on the 1 minute, you know, you're going to get a short amount of pips really. But with the 1 minute, the very small time frames I trade in them, I massively pulled away from them. Yeah, because you just lose the big picture. Yeah, so here we got ST and phase B, the liquidity sat there. This was our grab, yeah, and then it's come back to the green box. Somewhere within that wick, these bodies came back into it. Let's see what's on. Oh, I've just lost it. Let's look at something that might be coming up. Leave gold for now. I'm not, I mean, gold have fallen out. What's this? GBPJPY. Something that, I don't know. Something. That's another thing. Look how old. That's the last time that's really old. So I had 1 to 18. Now I've got a lot more. What have I got now? Daily rules, new rules. Yeah, so I've got 32 there. Then I've got an extra 1 to 8 on entry requirements. They're my rules. And somebody's messaged me early on today. I get on the chat and I just go blank. But if you've got a set of rules in front of you, you can just follow them, right? So create some rules. Yeah, write down what you want to check for. Yeah, so, and then it's a bit like, I don't know, let's go, like a car mechanic, guess. Yeah, just come from college, you know, he'll have a sheet of paper or a tick box in front of him to go through everything that he needs to check for a, let's say, MOT. Yeah, but if he does that for 7 years, 10 years, 12 years, he'll know inside out what to check for. Yeah, because it's why? Because he's doing it over and over and over and over. It's consistency. Yeah, he knows. After he's done 1,000 cars, he'll know. Well, check the horn, check the exhaust emissions, check the indicator, check the bulb, check the wipers, this, that, and the other. He'll just know. He can just be able to read it. It's really second nature to him. Yeah, so it's the same with this. I don't have these rules on there anymore because I'm exactly in the same position. You know, sometimes I bring them up if I literally have a bad day, I'll go blank. But I could pretty much memorize, I'd say about 89-90% of all these. But now I just look at the chart, I can see stuff pretty much straight away. Yeah, so is if it would have played out or not, or you know, it's just sort of different things. So here we've got highs, you know, that's just taking out them highs. That's typically what wicks do. Yeah, remember wicks is just a distraction from true price action, because all that wick did was fuck you, just a nasty candle, took that high out, it dropped, then what did this do? Came back into that body and then dropped even further. It's the same thing over and over and over. Yeah, and if you guys, I think I touched on this last week. This is the most important part to me. If you do not understand Wyckoff, it's really not a big issue. I don't think David uses it. Zach is massively on it, but then I think we've all heard about Jenna. She absolutely hates it. She doesn't use it. She's very, very, very successful. Yeah, but ST, phase B, spring, test, that's your money maker. Yeah, them 3 things there. If you can spot them, all the other stuff is just not nonsense. Really, it's just price. Yeah, moving up and down. If you can master this, you know, I know what these are, but I'll never draw it out really on a chart. I will sometimes, but it's not the end of the world. So if let's delete that. Let's just delete everything. Okay, so if we say we've got equal highs right here, that's your ST and phase B. Then this is your ever so slightly, is that's enough just to take people's stop losses out, right? So then we got liquidity grab, which is, where we got it? Liquidity grab. Yeah, and then we've got this here is the test. Okay, so it's just look at that. Look at that. Does it look the same? No. What about now? Scale. What about now? Yeah, don't do this. If you're going to do it, remember to twist your fucking chart back. This is now a chart upside down. Okay, so we got flat lows here. It's broken above, right? Broken above this structure here. Broken structure, meaning it wants to push upwards, bullish. Liquidity grab, come down, swept them lows, taking out that liquidity. Pushed off again, rejected off that little candle there. See that candle there? Rejected off there, so you could have taken a cheeky sell if you're very, very confident in doing it. Yeah, and then it's tested to that area again and then pushed off. Obviously, I'm just doing that just to show you the Wyckoff part. Yeah, so it's the same. Where's it gone? Scale. Yeah, so it's the same. I use it. You should, because let me show you a sell. Sell. See, it doesn't show you ST phase B, and you got, it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, it's just different words. I don't know why. I'm not using them, but yeah, you got your up thrust, which is the equal highs basically. You got your up thrust after distribution, which is this part here. Your distribution is just price doing its thing, going sideways. Yeah, and then you've got your retest and then it drops. Yeah, so I just find, I don't know why, I just find this is a lot easier. ST phase B. So yeah, it's pretty much either way. If you can spot that, what do you call it, structure, yeah, you're pretty much good to go. What it is usually is a kind of a W. Yeah, and that is very, very super basics that you can learn off YouTube. Usually after a W there's a drop. Usually after an M there's a buy. Such as we find an M. They're not the best. They're not always there. Like this M buy. Please don't go just trading off the fucking M. Go. Yeah, no worries, Matt. Thanks for jumping on me. Another W there. Then push up. No, it's the wrong way, isn't it? W, it should be a sell. Yeah, so that just proves it doesn't always work. Yeah. If you're going to use it, just use it as a very, very added confirmation. Kind of a W there, and then dropped. Good pair of boobs then. But yeah, I won't go into that. You guys get it. Yeah, anything, just please guys, I don't know, I can go over this over and over and over. You know, I understand it, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm looking for. You know, what do you want? What do you guys want to know? Not many of you talk. If you're shy, just put it in the chat. Any pairs that you're looking at. If you're not wholly too sure of what you should be looking at, or why does the banks do this, or why does actually, maybe you're going to talk, I'll put my rules up and just type in a number if you want me to go over it. Because people can see it. What time is it? We've got about 15-20 minutes if you want me to stay on. For anything there, guys.
What about having a look at a US 30?
Just that. US 30, US dollar pairs will correlate heavily with the DXY, guys. So you should always be checking the DXY before trading. Anyway, gold usually does what it's all does its own thing. Yeah, same thing has happened here. You know, it's liquidity, it's been taken out. Price should have come into it, which it did do. It rejected, but not hard enough. So if you were on last week or the week before, you guys should know that this is now a remorse candle, right? So what it is obviously it's not respected that area. Well, it did a little bit, but not respected that much. So it's pushed above. It'll come back down hopefully now and then push upwards. Okay, so we could see that happen. So if the US 30, the DXY is coming down, US 30 should be going upwards to here maybe. Yeah, that's 4 hours clearly massively pushing downwards. There's broken structure there, broken structure. I really don't find the US 30 respects anchors on higher time frames. It does on the 30-minute. Even that tiny little little noggin down here by itself. I've seen US 30 literally come into there and then just shoot off. So and we just got to trade what's in front of us, right? So we've got this little tiny one here. So it looks like now it wants to push up. So what it did do was same thing. We got liquidity sat there. That's a liquidity grab, sweep, right? And what we're waiting for now is broken structure. It's broken above here, right? Broken above here. Yeah. What's this? Test. So I would imagine it's going to start pushing upwards, at least into here. Yeah. And so it's rejecting off here at the moment. Yeah. So if we break it down, if we that candle, that purple down candle, yeah, let's start chopping it down. Yeah. So it may come down further into this one here. That's the 1 hour, right? Yeah. 1 hour. So let's mark that out. What it did do then, well, so far what it's done is just perfect equal lows, right? So they could just stay there now until tomorrow, until the New York session opens again. Created a bit there, pretty much, kind of equal lows really. And so price may very well just stay here overnight, yeah, and bang, and then bang. But we literally don't know, do we, until it all happens. It's 45-minute, so again, it's just down to risk to reward. We just halved our stop loss. 45-minute, 30-minute. 30-minute, I love 30-minute on if I was going to trade the US 30. 30-minute. So what is this? That's 98, so that's you don't count that, you need to put a decimal in between, guys. So it's 9.8 pips or points. Yeah, indices are points, same thing as pips. So yeah, 10 pips on this is great. So I would be more than happy to go to 45 even. Yeah, am I willing to risk 13 pips for the sake of, what was that up to? We've got a major imbalance in here. We've got internal highs here. Yeah, that's broken structure, right? So let's go off 45-minute stop loss below the wick. So we're going to even just take it to there. That's what, 4.5% growth. Remember, on a 100 grand account, which I'm guessing we all want to aim for. That's 4.5 grand. She goes from there to there. Yeah, she goes to that little tiny little. See that one there? Zoom in, you see it. This one here. Yeah. So what you want to try and find with the institutional candles, guys, is just little tiny, well, not even tiny, just little, oh God, candles just sat there doing nothing by themselves. Yeah, they're not being mitigated out of. There's nothing. There's no balance price action on either side. Yeah. So even if that candle is not the one that the bank want to play off, it will reject. Yeah, and it does want to get up there because, well, obviously we can see here in this gap between there and there, we've got imbalance that needs to be filled, right? So we came up to here, it filled this up, but dropped again. So clear this up. So ST phase B. And sometimes the whole Wyckoff is not even there, but this ST phase B, liquidity grab, and the test will be there. It's a test anywhere than here, really. Test. That's enough to take a trade, really. Yeah, for me anyway. Just be very, very, very safe and be smart with it. So there we've got break of structure. That's pretty much your trade. So now we've got equal lows sat in there, internal lows, which they need to be taken out, right? Yeah. So we've also got imbalance in here. What was the imbalance protecting? This little institutional candle, right? So if we go back to 1 hour, 20th, so that would have been our weekly low on this so far on a Tuesday, which is yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. Usually I like to see Tuesday, which is today. So it doesn't always need to be Tuesday. So if you guys have not been on the session before when I was going over this, daily rules. Yeah, so on a Sunday, we've got it's 10 o'clock, so we've got mark out a charts, do our homework sort of done, 10, 11, 12 p.m. On a Sunday night. The Monday, we get a retracement, yeah, from last week's price action. Yeah, doesn't all, obviously you can see here, it doesn't always work out. Obviously what Monday did was just dropped, carried on dropping and dropping and dropping. Yeah, so Monday, Thursday, Friday. But if you start thinking, when was Monday? Monday last week from there. Friday was to there, right? Move from there to there in a week. That is 603 points or pips. Yeah, so which is quite a lot for in 7 days. I think I did this last week. So for example, let's go on EU. Let's see how much that moved in a week. So from Friday, Monday to Friday, Friday morning, even right to that high up there, right? It's only 137 pips in a week. Why is that 4 days? It's Monday to Friday, right? Unless it's 6 days. But either way, there you go, 7 days, 140 pips. Compared to US 30, was how much? 700 and something, 603 pips. Just a lot more, right? So if you're taking a trade on indices, you're getting a lot more value for your money. Oh my fucking god. Well, I've just lost everything. Yeah, hopefully you guys get the idea. So yeah, that's US 30. So like I said, it's broken structure here, broken structure here. Yeah, we had, obviously it's not great to see here. Let's just drop it down to the small time frame. Yeah, you've got again, still not amazing, but still the concept is the same. You've still got equal lows there. There's liquidity sat there. Yeah, liquidity grab, and now basically broken to the upside. Yeah, going back down to, that's why that's rejecting from there. It's rejecting off that candle there. That's why them candles have, but that's the bank. It's very clever, see, yeah, because obviously it's rejecting from there. In what it has been doing is, obviously as it's rejected, it's left equal lows to be taken out and further down the line. Yeah, what we're on 10 minutes. Yeah, so we've obviously got major imbalance in there as well that needs to be filled. Also down here, yeah, which is protecting this down here. Yes, the small time frames are great, but you need to be quite precise with them. Yeah, so that's 30 minutes. We got Charlie. Let's look at this. GBP card on 5 minutes. You say you missed this one today. You should have added my entry. Missed it. Okay, so push down. Okay, let's come down to here. GBP card on 5 minutes. GBP card. To GBP card. 5 minutes. Looking at down. This area. We're looking at two different areas here. This one. I wouldn't say you've missed that, mate. I was very, very confident to think that's going to come back down into there. Yeah, there's major imbalance. Not major, but there's enough imbalance in there for the price to come back down to it. And we've got liquidity that needs to be taken out, internal lows. Yeah, it's still not broken, obviously above here to a break of structure. 15. Yeah, even on the 15, look, there's a big juicy candle there. Yeah, that's a road box. You just gotta see what happens when it gets there, because what's below it. There's another one down here, right? And this is something I used to struggle with. Which one does it go for? You just got to start ruling stuff out. Which one is more probable, right? So because there's imbalance there below it. On the 15 minutes, 10. Yeah, same again. 10 minutes. You got one there and you got one there. Yeah, you just got to remember. We just got to start thinking. I said last week, didn't I? How much do you want off your new Hugo Boss trainers? Do we want 79% off, or do we want, what's that, about 98, 97% off? Yeah, what do you think the banks will want? Yeah, so I personally would say I don't know, actually. It's hard to say, because it could, if it does come down to here, what it is going to do is create equal lows. Yeah, it'll mitigate out of there. The wick will pretty much stop on that 100 level there, that blue, and it'll shoot off, but the body will close. If the body closes above here, yeah, you're good to go. If the body closes below here, obviously it's breaking structure, so not good for buys. Hence why you need to just wait to see what happens. So we've got internal low here, we've got internal low here. The fib lines up nicer with this. Obviously you can see it's bang on 79 area, between 71 and 79. Yeah, which one's more probable, really? Yeah, this move was a bigger naughty boy, if you like. Yeah, it had a bigger reaction from that candle, so it was just again more probable of what's saying that. Both of them are quite nice. So this I would just wait. It's just a massive waiting game. You know, it could very well just come down here and reject off that one. Yeah, so it's just a waiting game. Yeah. When it comes to this area, just wait to see what it does. So if it obviously comes down into this area, I'd want price to at least go sideways a little bit, have a small little break of structure, come back to retest. There'll be candles in here, right? And then push up. Yeah. So if you don't get your sideways accumulation distribution, leave it alone, because it's just going to drop down to here, and then hopefully we'll get this motion down there. Yeah, so this is what you're looking for, and I think I've said it before. Well, I know I've said it a few times before. Your sort of bowl shape, right? The bowl shape before taking a. You want to see that, because if it's going to just do this, then it's just going flying through, isn't it? You need to see the brakes getting put on. And what number we are? Before. If it's fast, it won't last. If it's slow, it will grow. Yeah, so if it comes down very, very fast, it's personally, it's just going to break through because there's a lot of downward movement, there's a lot of downward volume, a lot of people selling. So the sellers are just going to dominate the buyers and it's going to push through, right? So yeah, I would keep a close eye on this, mate. Have an alarm set there, and just see what happens. Yeah, I was on 30 minutes. Again, when we on the 30-minute, it pretty much lines up to 89, which probably on the 1 hour it will do. Yeah, so on the 89, it's lining up on the 45. Yeah, so that's the hard part. The 45 and the 1 hour, it looks like it's been mitigated already, right? And that's why it's quite important to chop and change between time frames. Yeah, but you either leave it alone because it's pretty much 50-50, or you just wait and see what happened. Yeah, I've just noticed on the 45-minute, this body is lower than this body. Yeah, so it will be pushing. It's basically a breaker structure, right? We've also got yeah, so that's your range. Yeah, that high there. Onto there. Cross. Until it's broken out of any of these, really. It's quite hard to say what it's going to do. It's not broken over there. Equal highs here. Yeah, the higher time frames are very important as well. So I like to go to the 4 hour, see what it's doing. See on the 4 hour, it's not even broken structure. Yeah, so it's just come to here. Again, same thing. Look here. Liquidity is sat there. Liquidity grab. Thanks very much. Fuck you. What we're waiting for. Retest before we buy it. That is a fairly big move. Not much. 10 pips. That's quite low on a 4 hour. Yeah, stuff like this you should be doing, and then identifying this candle and then breaking it down. See what's in that candle. Yeah, so we should order the back. Yeah, so we can see that candle now, right? So 1 hour. Let's see what's in there. That looks like it's been mitigated already. The 45 we were talking about earlier on, 30-minute. There you go. That's what I personally would be going for. 30-minute. Why this? That's my area, obviously, because that was the part that mixed the liquidity grab that took out these lows here. Okay, so that's really hopefully answers your question. Yeah, mark out that area, that candle. Obviously, whatever candle you're looking at, not always the down one. It could be the up one. Yeah, just break it down, break it down, break it down. You still got your alarm set, yeah, great, mate. Yeah, so I'd be concentrating on that one. 5 minute, won't you? You will get a reaction from there, but how much? I don't know. That one there. Yeah, my eyes would be focused more on this one because that was the naughty boy, that was the bad boy that took out money, right? So if they sold to buy there, obviously money is sat there, right? The bank's money is sat there. So like I said earlier on, they're not just going to say, oh yeah, we leave 4, 5, 600 million sat there. They want to come back and get it. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Are you looking at? What time is it? It's time to go, right? Yeah, 5-2. I know David's on. If you guys want to jump on there, David Gurney, I think he is. 8 o'clock. Yeah, anything else you want to know?
Quick look at gold before we go. Have we looked at gold yet?
Gold. No, I've not looked at gold in a long time. Gold. 4 hours. Yeah, wait for it to come back up to here. Yeah, we'll get a nice reaction off here, but it's in the range, right? So that's our high. Oh, look at that, that's Wyckoff there. Yeah, so this is part of Wyckoff. So we've got internal high there that needs to be taken out. Liquidity that's sat there and it needs to be taken out. It could, it's obviously clearly a broken structure. So the IPA has been filled. So that's not relevant anymore. Internal high. So we've got 3 minute, 10 minute, that's 5 minute late phone call. That's not work, that's not planned out. We're on 4 hour. Yeah, so we could be looking at clearly broken above. We could be looking at something down to here for a buy upwards. Yeah, definitely up to there. Long term, taking these out, taking that out, up to here. Yeah, fib zone from high to low. It comes, that's your fib zone area there. 2 hour, 1 hour. I just, yeah, I don't know. Oh my god, this fucking computer. Yeah, I'm just not feeling that buy from there. Just don't like it for some reason. Oh my god. Must be something major up this. Yeah, I've got my alarm set up there, but we all know how fast gold can move because that could literally happen by tomorrow, right? So back up to there, that's a 20 to 1. That is a 22 to 1. And this is a 26 to 1. So I could actually be taking this a bit further down. So the IPA is done, that's done. I don't need this for this, waiting for that to come up to there. And it's just a waiting game, you know, it's how patient are you? That is the hard part. Yeah, so we've got imbalance in front of it, protecting that. Four hour, yeah, which we've seen early on, and then the 1 hour. Use that green candle there, right? So the stop loss we'd be playing with would be 174, so 17, 18 pips on gold. Anything below 20 on gold is good, really. Yeah, so if you want to play off that, you could, like I say, get a tighter candle, probably that's in there somewhere. Send it back. Replay. 3 minutes. Same. 15, still nothing really. You could go off that if you wanted to. Again, it's just all how aggressive you want to be, how much of an aggressive trader you want to be. Going off this one here, you could have a 5.5 pip stop. The stop loss just above here, because in theory that has been mitigated out of up, down, back up to it. But you know, I've been stung quite a few times here, thinking, oh yeah, I'll just take it off there, and it does come back into there the second time and then drops. So I do allow it a bit more. You know, I'm happy with a 15, 16, 17 pip stop on gold. So you could be reacting off there. 10 pips. Yeah, it's the 10-minute candle, that's nice up there. Sat there doing nothing, not being mitigated out. No needle, no wick has come into it and popped the balloon yet. So I would be taking a heavier lot size from here probably, and taking a small lot size from up here. Yeah, even though the stop loss is tighter to what, 4.5 pip stop. It's just if I'm putting my account on the line here, I don't want to obviously overtrade and put too much leverage on two trades, or you can just split them. Yeah, if you usually you trade 2% or 1%, you obviously split them, put 50-50. So if it's 2%, you put 1% up there, 1% up there, down there.
Do you do that often?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I usually stack a lot. And so I guess a lot of us know how, if we took a trade from there, I'd take I take 2 trades up there, so I have 1 and then 1, and then as soon as this pullback happens, I'll wait for the second pullback. I'll take another trade from here. You can see it's mitigated out of this candle here. I'll take another trade off here, the stacking here, pushing down, and then if anything comes above here, then I'll obviously close these positions, which is my profit, and this one, it just depends. I'll just play it by ear. Hopefully, if it does go wrong, if this one goes back up, this is obviously in drawdown. Usually you get a pullback, and then I'll try and close it out. But I've had my profit from here. But saying that, that's really why I don't go for a lot of pips, to be honest. Okay, so maybe 250 pips. There you go. From there, come on. From there to there is enough for me. That's 25 pips. Yeah, that's there. So you can clearly see, like that one candle, I'm sure is 20 pips by itself. Not far off. Like one candle there is about 23 pips, 21 pips. Yeah, so, and these are on 10 minutes. So within 10 minutes, you can make 25 pips, basically move on gold, which would be, again, depends on lot sizes, but if it was 25, it would be half what I did today. So yeah, 5 grand. Yeah, so it's, you know, I'll wrap it up there, but it's really depends what you want out of it, guys. You got to be happy with what sort of money, what's your target, what's your goal, what's your plan, what do you want to pay off? Do you want to pay off debt before giving up work? Do you want to pay off your car finance? Do you want to pay off your mortgage? Have you got credit cards? Do you want to pay for your kids to go to uni? Do you want to store money to the side? Do you want to buy a Lamborghini? Do you want to, I don't know, it's all sort of stuff. Yeah, it's, people have got different aspirations and goals, right? Yeah, we'll call it there, guys. Started jumping on. Unless you got any questions, no, nothing.
All right, cheers for tonight, mate.
No worries, guys. I'll speak to you. If you need anything, please let me know. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Nice one, mate. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.